This first question we're going to look at is probably the most basic, but we're going to examine, how do the sales look, or how are our sales? What do our sales look like? Just kind of starting at the top here, what we're going to do is we're going to examine the question, how to build a report to answer that question. And then we'll look at a couple of different ways to present that data in a couple of different videos. But the first one, we're going to keep it very simple. We're actually just going to walk through how to create a report. I'm in a fake Salesforce demo org right now. So you're going to see fake Salesforce data, fake people, fake opportunities and amounts, everything else. What I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the reports tab and click on new report right here. Now, what I could do is I could find an existing report and clone it. We'll do that in the next video. But for now, I'm actually going to create a report from scratch here. So along the left-hand side here, you can see the different types of opportunities that we can create. I'm going to create an opportunities report and click continue. So from here, I'm in the report builder. And there's really three main sections to this report builder. We have our outline section, we have our filter section, and we have our preview. So what I'm going to start with, anytime I start building a report, I want to think about the data that I'm trying to show. And in this case, what I'm looking for is I'm looking to show a report of all of our team's closed won deals. Deals in Salesforce are referred to as opportunities. And so what I'm going to do, click over into the filters tab here, and I want to make sure that I'm seeing the right opportunities, and the filters will control which opportunities we're seeing. So right now, I'm seeing all opportunities that have a close date of the current fiscal quarter. What I'm going to look at, I'm going to look at the current fiscal year, so we can say what our current year sales look like, and you can customize what your fiscal year looks like in Salesforce. We'll just leave it as the standard calendar year and click apply. And I don't think I really want to filter anything else out besides the type of opportunities. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the opportunity status from any to closed won and click apply. And now I have a list of all of my closed won opportunities this year. And I don't have too many here. So actually I'm going to open this up and I'll just click on all time. Again, this is fake data, so you may want to specify the date range, but I'm just going to keep it open for now to all time. Okay, great. We have some more opportunities in here. It looks like we only have two sales rep, John Wiseman, and then Jared Sell is another one for the opportunity owners. Now that I have the report showing me the data that I want to see, next I'm going to tell the report how to show me the data. So there's really two different ways to do this. One, I want to pick out how I want to group the data, and then what data columns or what columns I want to show. In this case, I want to show this data by date range. So I'm going to group by close date. I'm going to click on close date. And now I have a grouping of close date. And then one other step here I'm going to do, rather than seeing it by the day in which it closed, so rather than seeing it December 28th, 2013, what I'm going to do is I'm going to group these dates by, let's say, I know this data is ranging quite a bit, so I'm going to group by calendar year, just for the sake of the argument here. You may group by month or by week or by quarter, and whatever the application, whatever the need is, you can do so there. Now that I'm grouping by close date, I can come down here and actually choose which columns that I want to see in my report. So I don't need owner role. It doesn't look like it's something we use. So I'm going to remove owner role and quickly run through here and remove some of these fields that I don't really need. Okay, I think we're good there. We have just about everything we need. And then lastly, what I want to make sure that we do is I want to summarize the amount field so that I can see the total amount in each grouping or for each year. So what I'm going to do is just click on the amount and click sum and then apply. And what you'll see is that in the amounts column, we now have a summary or a subtotal under each grouping. You can also do this by clicking on the arrow next to amount, and then under summarize, you can choose to sum, average, show the max or the minimum amount as well. Okay, so now that I have my basic report built, I think I have everything I need. I'm actually going to add a visual chart so that I can easily see this data and show it to my, the VP of sales or whoever else might be interested in seeing this. Maybe it's the person who requested it and asked me to build this report. So I'm going to click on add chart, and then here in the chart properties, I can choose the different type of display I want. What I want to do is I want to be able to see kind of a column report year by year, and I'm going to keep everything as is here. So I'm showing on the x-axis I can see the year, and then the y-axis I can see the sum of amount of opportunities. And lastly, I'm going to check this box so that I can actually see the values. So you can see that I can see the values year by year. And I'm going to click run. And this is going to pull all data that I'm looking at. So here I can see all of my opportunities, how my sales look year to year. Obviously, it looks like we don't have any sales in between these gaps. Again, this is just sample data, but this is essentially what we're looking for. And this is definitely one way to answer that question. How do our sales look, or what are we selling? Before I leave, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to save this report so I can review it again. And I'm just going to call this sales by year. And I'll go ahead and I'll leave it in the private reports folder for now and click save. Now I have my sales by year report. I can review it. I can come back to it. I can share it. I can link to it. But hopefully this shedded some insight. In our next episode, we're going to look at a couple of different ways to show this data, or maybe break it down in a couple of different ways.